Our instruments are picking up low-level seismic activity in pockets all across the planet.
Seismic activity like an earthquake?
It's not an earthquake, is it, Decider?
Mistfall is coming.
Someone please! Get me out of here!
And the Marshmen will awaken.
But they're magnificent! Look at them!
Hi everyone, TARDIS Guy 123 here, and today I'm going to be reviewing Mistfall, so this is a 5th Doctor main range, released the first from 2015, and it kicks off the new E-Space trilogy. So it kicks it off very much in the same way that the first E-Space trilogy kicked off, and that is with a story by Andrew Smith set on Alzarius. This one is Mistfall, the original was Full Circle. But you know, interestingly, this features an entirely different TARDIS crew, even though they're only 2 years apart, I think. Yeah, but you know, this time we've got Nyssa, the Doctor, Tegan and Turlough, whereas before we had the 4th Doctor, Adric, Romana and K9. So you know, a very different TARDIS crew here, very different dynamic, but very much it still feels in the same style because they're very much from that early 80s feel and whatnot. And the soundtrack very much has that feel of Full Circle in a lot of ways, but it's also got some other stuff thrown in as well, such as, I'd definitely say, Frontios. It's got a bit of Frontios in there as well, the music does. But anyway, you know, Full Circle, I just called this Full Circle. Mistfall, what does it have to offer? Well, let's start with the front cover here. So you got Doctor Who and whatnot, the Marshmen, full cast audio drama, Peter Davison, also starring Janet Fielding, Mark Strickson and Sarah Sutton. The audio adventures of Doctor Who written at the side there. And then you have your side there, your spine. Then on the back we have Mistfall and written by Andrew Smith, directed by Ken Bentley. Then you've got the full blurb and some other information here. So let's open this up, have a look at the inside. So you've got your booklet there, you've got disc 1 here, and oh, it seems to be a bit stuck. Oh, there we go. Let's still look. Yeah, and then disc 2 there, and you've got Eldrad Must Die, Lady of Mercia, Prisoners of Fate, The Emerald Tiger, The Jupiter Conjunction and The Butcher of Brisbane. And those are previous trilogies with this TARDIS crew. Obviously it's the older Nyssa, kind of like TARDIS crew after she rejoins the Doctor. So, oh, forgot to show you the booklet. Just get that out quickly. Here you have your booklet, of course, and then on the back you've got the 5th Doctor style writing and logo. Then on the inside we have director's notes from Ken Bentley and a nice picture of the whole cast there. And turn the page, writer's notes from Andrew Smith and some more cast pictures and whatnot. And finally we have the next one in the trilogy, Equilibrium, and then you have your credits and whatnot. So, Mistfall itself, is it a good story? I'd say it's a average story. It's not a bad story by any means. There is a lot to enjoy in this. It very much expands on the world of Alzarius, which was set up in Full Circle, and I very much like that. So if you're a fan of Full Circle, I know there are quite a few people out there who are, you'll definitely like kind of like the expansion of that world in this story. However, it does kind of like feel a bit repetitive of the original story. There are certain things thrown in which spice it up a lot. Set, I think, 300 years after. And you know, while it does have that kind of like sequelitis feel in the first half, it does go in a different direction in the second. And thankfully, because you've got an entirely different TARDIS crew, it does help to make it feel a lot different to the original. And also, the Marshmen in this, they have stuff expanded on with them. They are very them two creatures there. They have some different stuff going on with them, some interesting stuff. We finally find out what they were actually after, why they were so vicious. So that's quite interesting, that's nice to find out. However, one thing I'm not too sure about this story is the length. It is about an hour shorter than The Widow's Assassin. You know, it is a very short story. I think the whole 2 discs together are under 2 hours long, and that's including the music suite and special features. You know, it's very short. I think episode 2 is only 18 minutes or something like that. So that's rather unfortunate, and it does feel like the start of this story and the end are, well, the start, I mean, the end not so much. It does feel like the start is very rushed. You know, you kind of like got a short scene with the Doctor and Nyssa, and then it just jumps straight into going into E-Space and whatnot. I feel that first scene needed to be expanded, and there was definitely time to expand it, which is unfortunate because this story could have used a lot more time with it. And then the ending, it felt quite repetitive. I feel that it was just a bit repetitive, not too interesting an ending at all. So that's unfortunately another flaw of this story. It is nice how they split the TARDIS crew up though. It's very much the Doctor and Tegan. Oh goodness, just knocked that over. Sorry about that. It is very much the Doctor and Tegan following one half of the story, while Nyssa and Turlough follow the other strand of the story, and then they finally meet up again when we get to part 4. So that's quite good. I like how they split them up, and you learn about different strands of the story and whatnot. You have characters crossing over, but very much they are separate. And it's also nice to expand on the Nyssa and Turlough relationship. However, another small flaw out of this story is that it doesn't really feel like an older Nyssa all too much. I know a lot of people have that complaints about a lot of these older Nyssa stories, is that they don't really kind of like feel too much like an older Nyssa. They very much feel like they're written for the same Nyssa as they were before, and this story doesn't have that too much, I don't think, but when you compare it to Equilibrium and the Entropy Plague, this is very much kind of like the odd one out in the fact that how it portrays Nyssa. So overall, Mistfall, 7.5 out of 10 I think is a good rating for this one. I was thinking of 7 and I was thinking of 8, but then I thought 7 is a bit too harsh for the story, because it is very enjoyable. I do find a lot to enjoy about this story. But 8, you know, when I think about other stories I've rated as 8, I would rather watch or listen to them over this. So, Mistfall, a rather short story, but nevertheless a rather enjoyable one. I think in terms of quantity, in kind of like length and whatnot, you're better off spending your money on The Widow's Assassin or something like that, or Marshes or whatever, because you get a lot more episode length with that. You know, this story, if you like, what's it called? If you like Alzarius and Full Circle and whatnot, then you might as well go for this one if you want to see that world expanded upon, and if you're interested in this, in kind of like the older Nyssa arc and whatnot, and also this new E-Space trilogy. So, also, if I hadn't mentioned before, this cover art is wonderful. It is luscious. I love everything about this cover art. It's one of my favourite cover arts, I will say that. I love the TARDIS there. It's kind of like got the E-Space effect going on it, and you kind of like got this explosion of light going out from behind the characters and whatnot. They're very well integrated into this cover, and then of course you've got the Marshmen there at the front, and you got the you kind of like, it feels very vibrant, this cover does, and I really like this cover. So overall, as I said before, 7.5 for Mistfall. Thanks for watching this review, everyone, and I'll see you all next time with another review. Coming up next for Big Finish CDs reviews will be Equilibrium, the second part of this trilogy. There will be a DVD review in between that, though. probably the Crotons. So thanks for watching everyone, and I will see you all next time. Bye everyone.